Welcome to the final presentation for the Moodle redesign. So currently Moodle has some issues. One of these issues is that Moodle is hard to traverse through. Its layout is cluttered and certain information is hard to access. The calendar is also useless to many students. Many of the dates listed on a calendar have no relevance to the students' classes whatsoever, and it also fails to visually convey important information to the students. There's also a lack of ease of communication between students and instructors, and even when it comes to students and students themselves. So, two similar systems that we've taken a look at are Piazza and Gradoscope. We like Piazza primarily for its easy-to-use question and answering system. However, there's not much functionality beyond this feature. We like Gradoscope for its elegant design and its system for submitting and receiving feedback. However, just like Piazza, Gradoscope has limited functionality beyond this. So we took inspiration from both of these systems and implemented them in our final design, which we will take a look at now. Alright, this is our redesigned Moodle homepage. There are several design choices that I'll be going through. Obviously you can see that we have changed the layout and appearance of Moodle. This is in hopes to make user interaction a little bit easier. At the top of the homepage you see a navigation bar which includes all the classes that the users enrolled in. This bar was incorporated to allow users to easily navigate between class pages. By hovering over one of the class tabs, we see there's a drop-down menu including subpages that are relevant to that particular class. If we look below, we can see that there's a new upcoming assignment section. We decided to implement this feature because students are more likely to focus on assignments that are due soonest rather than something that is due in 3 weeks. Description for each column header is self-explanatory, so we don't need to go through that. At the bottom right, we see a calendar. The idea of this calendar is that it would allow users to find useful information about their classes at a quick glance. Information such as lecture times, assignment due dates, and exam dates are all included on this calendar. So December 20th, you can see that there's a final for Math 411. Next, we'll look at the notifications, which also happens to be our designated easy task. So if we click on this icon, we can see that there's notifications that cover a large variety of information, such as somebody replying to a comment, or that there's an assignment due today. If we click on Read All Notifications, you can see all of the notifications you've been receiving for the whole semester. In this case, we only have 2 dates because we can't add a bunch of that stuff. And then to the right, there's notification settings. And you can adjust some of the settings so that you only get alerted for certain notifications. Okay, onto our medium task. So let's go back to our home page. If your assignment is due very soon, well, you can just simply go to Upcoming Assignments box and click on that assignment name. And the page is going to load. You click on Add Submission, you add your submission. Another way to access this is for that certain class, you just hover over. You click the assignments subpage, then you click on the name of the assignment. And then you do the same thing, add submission. Alright, so our last task is the hard task, and that is creating a new task for a group. In this particular case, we'll be creating one for our CS 325 group. So we go to the tab, click on the group subpage. Alright, so this is our new group interface for Moodle. There's a recent discussion box where you can chat with other group members, and then there's a group task box where there are certain tasks which are assigned to certain users. You can create a new task by clicking this button. You can designate an assignment name, add a description, assign to 1, 2, 3 of all users, have a due date, and also add a required file upload. And if we submit this, yeah, like the feature's not fully implemented, but a new box should show up. And yeah, that's about it. We use Google PowerPoint and Wix as our primary prototyping tools. In a low-fidelity prototype, we use slides to mock web pages. The elements of each web page was mimicked by using various tools available in Google Slides. For the high-fidelity prototype, we use Wix, which is a website builder that can be used in an internet browser. Wix had tools that allowed us to add complex features that had already been pre-made, such as drop-down menus, pop-up boxes, and several complex applications, such as implementing a Google Calendar or a class forum. Our feedback from the low-fidelity prototype was pretty positive overall. Many users thought the system was much easier to navigate than the current Moodle system. Users also mentioned that there could have been minor cosmetic changes. Some users had issues with the drop-down menus. Some users also suggested visual changes, such as changing a notification icon. And there was one person who had an issue with creating a new group task for our hard task. Alright. After implementing the suggested improvements from our low fidelity prototype, we had developed our high fidelity prototype, which we also seek to find user feedback. Again, users' feedback for the most part was positive. Many users said they really enjoyed the new, simpler design. Users found that each task we assigned were straightforward to accomplish. Not one person really struggled to complete a task. A minor cosmetic change was suggested, and that was to make the boxes curved in the website, so it would appear more professional, because the sharp edges, they're too sharp or something. Alright, so when reflecting on working on our project, we would say the most interesting aspect of the project was seeing the feedback we got from users. A lot of people we had test out the redesign really wanted the changes that our system implemented to be in the actual Moodle. The most challenging part of our project was finding a prototyping tool that could do all the things we wanted to implement, such as the calendar, forums, drop-down menus, pop-up boxes, and so on. Additionally, because we decided to implement so many features, the project ended up being super time-consuming. Through this process, we learned how to work better in a team environment, how to manage time better when it comes to the prototyping process, and understanding the design features that allowed user interaction to be more intuitive versus like old systems, or yeah. And that about wraps up everything. If you want to see the final iteration of our Moodle redesign, you can go to the link provided. Thanks for listening.